manage an organization who, at the end of 2011, had 2,723,869 youth and 1,047,038 adult members divided into 111,668 packs, troops, teams, and crews? The answer is a heck of a lot of bureaucracy. The Boy Scouts of America is run by its National Council, which was incorporated on February 8, 1910, and chartered by the United States Congress on June 15, 1916. It is one of 161 scouting organizations that are part of the World Organization of the Scouting Movement. However, most people are familiar with scouting on a local level. There are 294 local BSA councils, each consisting of an average of 380 troops. Each council is its own independent corporation that receives a charter yearly from the national organization. While all councils are required to follow BSA standards for advancement and program, they are free to manage their own local organization as they see fit. Council finances are separate from nationals, and local camps are owned by councils, not by the national organization. Before we continue, there is an important distinction to be made between professional and volunteer scouters. A vast majority of the members of the BSA are volunteers, but there are some that are paid full-time to help administer the program. As we go on, you will see why this becomes important. Local troops are organized into districts within a council, with each district overseen by a professional scouter. The council is overseen by a professional scouter referred to as the Scout Executive, and a board of volunteer members who set the direction for the council. A council's governing board consists of the council president, council commissioner, representative from each district, and occasionally youth members. Members of the board can be scoutmasters and others involved in the program, or citizens who are interested in helping the organization. Also, another side note, in the BSA, the use of the term commissioner refers to the position that deals with public relations. You will notice that at every level of the organization there is a commissioner. Even at scout camps there is a commissioner on staff whose job it is to go between the adult leaders who bring their scouts to camp and the camp management. Imagine the commissioner being the same as the White House press secretary. Building up from the council level, councils are grouped into areas, which are then grouped into regions. The United States is split into 4 regions: Western, Central, Southern, and Northeast. The Northeast region also contains Puerto Rico, the US Virgin Islands, and the Transatlantic Council for BSA members who live east of the United States, while the Western region includes Guam and the Far East Council for BSA members who live west of the United States. The 4 regions report to the National Executive Board, which directs the national organization. The National Executive Board consists of the president of the board and his vice presidents, the treasurer and their assistants, the national commissioner, international commissioner, chief scout executive, regional presidents, chairman of the advisory council, chairman of the board of regents of the National Eagle Scout Association, and up to 64 other members who are elected by the National Council. At the moment, there are around 77 members of the National Executive Board who have to hold meetings at least 3 times per year. I can imagine scheduling these would be challenging given that all the people listed above are volunteers, with the exception of 3: chief scout executive, national commissioner, and international commissioner. You can think of the chief scout executive as the CEO of the Boy Scout organization, because he is responsible for the day-to-day operations and manages the staff at the national organization, which is located in Irving, Texas. So, to review, we have troops organized into districts, organized into councils, organized into areas, organized into regions, which are all headed by the National Executive Board, with each level having its own board of directors who are all volunteers. Now, the big news from the BSA this past week was that the National Executive Board has decided to postpone a vote on allowing LGBT members into the organization until the meeting of the National Council this May. So, within all these layers of bureaucracy that make up the Boy Scouts, who's the National Council? The National Council is comprised of members from the National Executive Board, regional executive committees, including the area presidents, the president and council commissioner from each council, plus 1 representative per 5,000 youth members in that council. This brings the total membership of the National Council to almost 1,400 members. All National Council members must be 1. Citizens of the United States, or in the process of becoming one, 2. Volunteer members, professional scouters may not vote, and 3. Present during the meeting on May 22nd through 24th in Grapevine, Texas. What does this mean? It means that everyone involved in scouting probably knows someone who will be voting on lifting the ban on homosexual members this May, which means that we all can do something to affect the vote just by talking about this issue to everyone in our local councils. Listen to other people's concerns, reflect on why they might feel that way, and help them understand that all we are asking for is the same rights as everyone else. A little bit of dialogue can go a long way, and in this case, all the way to Texas. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments below if I made any errors in this video. Also, be sure to subscribe to see more.